So that's where we sort of keep figuring out what is the right way to navigate in a space which is so, I would say, fast evolving and also quite unclear in terms of what is right and what is wrong, right?
I'm here with Manish Maheshwari, and we're talking about his startup here at Harvard Law School. Manish, what is your startup?
My startup is called Fanory, Fanory.AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fanory.AI, and what problem are you addressing with that?
Fanory is a tool set which enables creators, the middle order creators, to monetize their fandom. When I say monetize, it actually helps them make more money by identifying who are their super fans who will be willing to pay them money, gives them insights about what pricing to charge, and also insights about what content will work. So as you know, creator economy is exploding. There are 300 million creators across different social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. And out of the 300 million, 86 million creators are in US alone. And these are creators who have anywhere from 100,000 followers to say tens of millions of followers. And the challenge they face is that their income is very dependent on any kind of brand advertisements, which is not in their control. The platforms control it. So as a creator, I'm always at the mercy of the social media platform. Even though I have a craft and people value me for my craft, I don't have a mechanism to directly charge my fans for that craft. And that's where Fanory, which is my company, comes in and solves for it.
What's something you've learned from somebody else, either in school or just a chance encounter, that you found useful in your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, I think I would say that school gives you a very good way to think about problems in a structured fashion, right? I mean, we observe things, but only when you go back and ask the first principles question as to why something is happening and what is causing that to happen, then you get to this first principles kind of a way of problem solving, and then you break down a problem into the components, and then you apply your frameworks and academic models so that you come with a clean answer. And then you sort of run a small test or a hypothesis testing, as we call it. And if you prove that hypothesis correct, then you build a prototype, scale it up, and go for more validation. So I think that structured process really helps you. And I think being at school and being in that academic environment really helps you do a very clean thinking, versus when you are always in an operating setup and you have never seen, you don't have the time to step back, you tend to get carried away by the need of the hour or the urgency over really focusing on what is important. Yeah.
So then, how do you focus on what's important right now? What does success look like for your startup in the next 6 months?
Yeah, so the way we define our customer is a creator. So the success of our startup is by what percentage we can grow their income, right, compared to the baseline, right? And we are focusing on helping them make more money through their fans. So how do we make sure that that happens? And that's where the whole AI comes in, which is basically we do AI in 3 ways. One is helping the content creator identify their super fans. So when I say super fan, these are people who are not only willing to pay you money for your craft, because if you are a content creator, you have a craft. So we help you identify the super fan for that craft. So people who are willing to pay you money to experience that craft or get your services. The second thing we do with AI is around giving them insights about the pricing. So what is the right pricing and how much do you charge for it at what point in the day? And we can have all the data to sort of run those algorithms. And third is about content insights. What content will work? How much should you do it? How much would video work? With audio, with some kind of a language difference would work? Would the format be different? So for us, success would be how we can grow that revenue or the income for the creator. And our next 6 months is more about proving that hypothesis, making sure more and more creators make more money, and then scale it up, right? We have a couple of 100 creators on our platform. We want to get into thousands more. And while ensuring that the core customer benefit of monetization is not lost.
So it sounds like you find value in connecting people. Who's somebody you've connected with that's impacted you, shown you a different perspective, and it's helped your career?
Yeah, and a great question. In fact, one of the earliest mentors in my first job was a gentleman by the name of Scott Cook. He's a Harvard alum as well, and he's the founder of a company called Intuit. And I had a chance to work very closely with him, almost on a daily basis. And that gave me a lot of insights about how do you think about a customer problem. How do you really go back to first principles and solve that customer problem in a way that you deliver the benefit that the customer care about? And then how do you scale that benefit that you deliver in the form of a product, and how do you make it a successful business? And I think that has really influenced me think about any kind of customer problem as an idea that can be worked on and can be built into something that is of lasting value. So that's what I would say. I mean, meeting interesting people and sometimes these meetings can really change the trajectory of your life.
Yeah. So speaking of trajectory,
yeah.
obviously you want Fanory to have a up and to the right trajectory. Yeah. What's the biggest challenge to getting to that?
Yeah, I mean, as an early stage startup, our challenges are many. I think the earliest one is, of course, you have to win the trust of creators. Just having a technology solution is not enough. You need to make sure that you are able to get them to try our product, show them value. And when you're small and you're trying out, everything doesn't work as planned. So I mean, you have to be very open to experimentation. So that's where we are. The second challenge, of course, is how do we keep funding and raising funds so that we can run these experiments? Because even though we help creators make money and our revenue model is based on taking a share of that revenue, because we have to invest so much in our AI tools and technologies, we have to build the whole platform to deliver the right kind of pricing insights, superfan identification, and also about content insights. It takes a lot of R&D and investments, right? I mean, our engineering team works on it. So we need to be able to raise money. And third is, of course, how do you think about all the ethical and legal considerations that come in when you are operating in a space which is so fast evolving and where the rules and the regulations around AI is not very clear. For example, when you think about content creation and helping creators with their content, you also have to think about to what extent you can use AI and what you cannot use AI, right? I mean, today we use AI to generate insights about their superfans and also about pricing and content, but we don't use AI for creating content on their behalf. Having said that, we can learn from their behavior and also start creating content and also use their likeness, but it's a gray area, both legally, and also we look at when we ask creators, it's something that the creators will not like. I mean, they want themselves to be honestly represented and genuinely being able to interact with their fans. They don't want an AI version of them to be there, right? So that's where we sort of keep figuring out what is the right way to navigate in a space which is so, I would say, fast evolving and also quite unclear in terms of what is right and what is wrong, right? So that's the fun part of being here, because we are writing the playbook and we are experiencing this as it is being written, and that's the fun part of being in this I would say business or in this career or in this project, right?
So to summarize what you were saying, it sounds like you need to develop traction with customers, develop your technology, and also keep trust. Is that right?
Yes, earn trust and maintain trust is of course very big, right? I mean, because you are dealing with people who are huge influencers as well. So how do you get close to them, which is like acquire their trust, and how do you maintain that trust in a way that sort of they continue using your services?
Well, I'm sure these lessons are very applicable to plenty of other founders out there. So, Manish, I really appreciate the conversation.
Thank you, Bobby. Nice to be here, and thank you so much.